The second part of our skills this week does involve still reading decimals and knowing when you see the digits how to read this. So if you remember before in our previous videos, we did, let's say we did 50, then we put our decimal, and then we put 31. Remember, this is our whole number, but even with whole numbers, they have place value. So this is the ones, the tens. If I had another number, that would be hundreds, and so on till we get to infinity. And then we came to the right side of our decimal, and we learned tenths is the first digit after. And then we learned hundreds. TH is our second decimal. Now, as a fourth grader, you only have to go to the hundreds, but I do expose you to the next place value over, which is our TH, which is our thousands. But you have to remember, the tenths is the first number, hundreds is if you have two numbers, thousands is if you have three numbers, okay? So now, let's look at our actual activity for today. That's just to remind you of the place values. We have a garden or a forest or woods that has been broken up into 100 squares because this is a 100 grid. If we colored everything in, it would be one whole. So they told us that our trees are this much. How do I read this much? Hopefully, you said it's the first number after the decimal point, so it's the tenths. So this would be 4/10. So remember, each square is 100. So if I need to do 4/10, I would color 1, and remember it's not art class, 2, 3, and then 4. Right? And so that would be 4/10. Getting a darker green so it show up better on the screen. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that's better for the camera. That's the 4/10. That's our tree. That's our trees. So I'm going to put a little green dot right there to let you know those are trees. Now let's look at our red flowers. Our red flowers say that they are 2/10. So that means we're going to have 2 rows of red. So, 1, 2. And again, don't spend too much time with the coloring part. Now let's look at the next one for orange flowers. Does that say 2/10 or do we have 2 digits? We have 2 digits. So that means that we're in our hundredths place. So I would read this 24 hundredths. So now I've got to color in 24 little squares, but luckily I know the columns again are 2s, or I'm sorry, are in 10s. So I can go 10, 20, but I'm not done because I have to do 4 more. 21, 22, 23, 24. So now, that's the part they give us. What they want to know, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot our purple flowers. Our purple flowers are 2 digits, so it's going to be 2 digits. It's going to be the hundredths place. And so I have to color in 3 purple. 1, 2, 3. So now, the mystery is, if the whole garden is full, and I'm not loving that purple on camera, there you go. If the whole garden is full, how many will be blue? Well, let's count. 10, and I counted that because it's all nice and pretty. 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 what? 13 hundredths. So I'm going to quickly color in. And hopefully you can tell the blue from the purple. And I'm going to come over here to my blue, and I counted 13 little squares, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we would write that as 0 decimal 13, which is also known as 13 hundredths. Now, to check your work, we will add all of the numbers up, and hopefully our final answer will be 1. And I'll show you how to do that. It's not actually our skill right now, but just because some of you are such smart children, we line them up by the decimal point. So the decimal point is going to make one long row. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put my equal bar, put my plus sign. Now we've talked before about putting placeholders just to make your numbers line up. So I'm just going to sneak a 0 there and a 0 there. It doesn't have to be there, but it just lines everything up. So now, all my decimals are lined up. I'm just going to bring this decimal down because it's not going to move. So now I add 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 makes a 10. Put my 0 down, put my 1 on the top. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 more is 7, plus 2 more is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Put my 1 on the top. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 gives me 1, and that's one whole box colored in. So that's how you can check yourself. You also, I guess, could have added these 3, got that total, and subtracted it from 1. But I think coloring in the parts is a lot easier. Alright, we'll do one more in the next video. Alright, so now we have another scenario where we need to figure it out. And our first one for the trees is 15 hundredths. Now, on the previous example, we went up and down. On this one, I'm going to go side to side because it doesn't matter. Remember in class where we designed our flags and we could color any of the squares as long as it equaled that number? That is true. It just makes it a little bit more harder to figure out your last answer. So I know this is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Now my red flowers is 3/10. So I'm just going to come over here and do 3/10. 1, 2, 3. There again, there's no reason why I separated them, why I didn't go in order. I just want to show you that as long as you color in the right amount, you will be fine. So for my orange flowers, it's 32. So here's my 2 that I colored in. And then here's my 10, 20, 30. And now, my purple flowers are 2/10. So, 10, 20. Alright, so I need to know if the rest are blue. How many blue do I have? Looking at my picture, I have 1, 2, 3 blues. So when I write my answer, remember these are little squares, so these are hundredths. These are not rows like here. So when I write my answer, it will be 0 decimal 0 3 because I did 3 little hundredths. So let's check to see if our work is correct. So 0 and 15 hundredths, 0 and 3/10, we line our decimals up, 0 and 32 hundredths, 0 and 2/10, and then 0 and 3 hundredths. Now again, just to make my numbers pretty, I can stick a 0 right there. Now I add them together. If I am correct, my answer is going to be 1. So let's try. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Put my 0 down, put my 1 on the top. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Put my 0 down, put my 1 on the top, and bring my decimal down. Now I have 1 plus nothing plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus nothing is 1, and that is correct because everything is colored in. So I hope this helped, guys, and we'll do some more of these in class. Bye!